So getting your first pull-up is hard. It's a bit daunting, I understand that. But I'm going to give you the 6 steps that you need to enable your body to have enough strength to either get your first pull-up or to have a really strong, toned and fit upper body to enable you to be as injury-free as possible. All you have to do is follow these steps right through from 1 to 7, understanding that you might need to meander your way through as an individual. Some steps may take slightly longer than the program says, but some may be shorter. So understand your body, listen to what it's telling you, apply yourself and be patient, and I can guarantee you'll be really happy with the strength that you gain with the pull-up program. Step 1 of the pull-up program is scapular pull-ups. Now scapular pull-ups will look like this. They'll have straight arms and you'll pull up the chest and pull the scapula down towards the spine at a 45-degree angle. As you pull the chest up and scapula down, you can feel the engagement here. This is the really important part of the pull-up program, because to prevent shoulder injuries during pull-ups, we must be able to engage the scapula. Now the technique for this is keeping the arms straight, pulling it down and pulling the chest up. We want to try and resist from bending the arms as much as possible as we're pulling up. To get this, you can use your feet on the floor to assist pulling up. But before we move on to stage 2, we want to be able to do 30 scapular pull-ups unbroken without coming off the bar. So unbroken is feet off the floor, arms straight, pulling the shoulders down into that scapular pull-up in a nice slow and controlled movement. You want to be able to do 30 of those before you progress to step 2. So with this program, pause it and go away and work on that each step before you progress on to the next one. Stage 1, you want to do 3 sets of as many scapular pull-ups as you can do. If you can only do 1, that's absolutely fine. Each week, add on 1 each set. You want to do that 2 to 3 times a week. And once you get to the point where you can do 30 unbroken, that's when you go on to stage 2. Step 2 requires a resistance band. So with the resistance band, you want to tie it in a loop around the pull-up bar. And the resistance is the tension that you need in order to be able to do this exercise. So the step 2 is a static hold. So we're going to do a static hold in 2 points. So one point is holding all the way up to the top, and the second point is holding halfway down into a pull-up. So get yourself a box. We're then going to put the foot into the band and press the legs straight. Now just be careful, don't let the band go, because it'll either snap you in the middle of the legs, painful if you're a man, or hit you in the face, also painful for anybody. So with the legs straight, we want to engage our scapula, much like step 1. Pull the chin over the bar, start to pull up, and then take the tension away from the legs and just hold there. Then what we want to do, hold that for 10 seconds. If you can do 10 seconds easily, increase it to 15 or 20, depending on what feels tough. You don't want to be failing, so if you get to failure at 30 and you fall down, that's too much to start with. Start with something that challenges you, but is just before the failure point. So we'll do 3 sets of whatever hold you want to do, and then we'll also do 3 sets of holding halfway down. Remember to always engage the scapula before you go into that pull-up pattern. We have the high pull-up hold and the medium pull-up hold with the band. Again, for the medium pull-up hold at that middle depth, hold it at 10 seconds or 20 seconds or whatever is comfortable for you, but still challenging with good form. A few weeks of that and you start to feel comfortable, you can take the resistance of the band down to a narrower resistance band. And once you get to the narrowest band, you're ready to go on to stage 3. Stage 3 is the banded negative. So we're doing slow and controlled movements going from the top of the pull-up down to the bottom. Now this one wants to be a band that has light resistance because we've built good strength from the pull-up static hold from stage 2. We're going to put our foot through the band, straighten it out, engage the scapula, hold tight and slowly lower all the way down to the floor. Put the foot back in the box, engage the scapula hold, and come slowly down to the floor. You want to do 10 repetitions for 3 sets, resting a minute or 2 between each set. Repeat that 2 to 3 times each week and then progress on to stage 4. So first of all, well done to getting to stage 4. You've done really hard work, you've been consistent, and now it's time to do negative pull-ups without any band or assistance. Thinking about the same form as you have done for the last 2 steps, engage the scapula, pull yourself forward, hold for a brief second, and slowly come down. Now we're really close to doing a full pull-up, so make sure that you keep good form, squeeze the core tight, and go as slow as you can on the way down. With the repetitions for this one, we're looking to do as many as you can do with the control before you get to a point where your pull-up looks like this, which means there's no control. So if you can do 2 pull-ups before the third one looks as fast as that, do 3 sets of 2 pull-ups in each week, just add 1 in each set until you get to a pull-up looking like that. What we're looking to do is to be able to do 5 to 10 pull-ups in a set with good, slow, controlled speed before we move on to the next step. So the penultimate step, we're going to be doing static pull-up holds. Much like the previous step with the band with the static holds, we're going to be coming up to the bar, pulling the shoulders down and just holding there. When we're holding, we want to maintain a tight core, make sure our scapulas are completely set at all times through the hold. And now, because we have some good conditioning with our arms and our upper body, we want to hold for as long as we possibly can until we start to go down. Rest for 90 seconds and repeat that for 5 sets. We're going to do 5 consecutive sets of a pull-up hold in that top position. And the next time you come in to do that on a separate day, we're going to do the same static hold, but we're going to do it halfway down. So again, we're going to hold halfway down for 5 sets for as long as you can, resting for 2 minutes in between. And once you can do 30 seconds of a hold for those whole 5 sets, you're then ready to progress on to the pull-up. So the final stage, the pull-up. Amazing work to get to this point. All you have to do before you do the pull-up is make sure you're still warming up effectively and efficiently so that we can warm all the muscles up before we start to do the pull-up. There's a lot more force when we're pulling up as opposed to pulling down or letting the body fall down, because we're having to engage the muscles from a lengthened state. With the muscle that we want to engage initially, again, is the scapula. Pull the scapula and then pull up. As you're doing the pull-up, try to hold briefly at the top and then go down with a slow and controlled speed, because even the going down, like you've learnt through the steps, you get lots of strength gain and form and posture through the negative phase of the pull-up. If you've liked this video and it's really helped you get your first pull-up or build a lot of strength in your upper body, please feel free to like and subscribe to my page. I'll be posting a lot more videos that will hopefully help you stay injury-free and be fit and strong as much as possible in your life. But just remember, with this pull-up program, you may need to take the steps for slightly longer before you do progress on to the next one. Be honest with yourself. If you're not quite ready, don't move on to the next step. If you rush anything, you really won't be able to get your pull-up and you may open yourself up to the risk of injury. I'll see you in the next video.